I can tell you security is extremely tight here at Trump Tower. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. I'm looking at maybe 4 to 5 police officers with heavy machine guns standing at attention. And let's look what we have here. These tough barriers putting up quite a strong defense between the public and the building. MTA riders will have to dig a little deeper into their pockets in the new year. The transit company announcing a new budget plan which includes a fare hike, bumping a single ride from $2.75 to $3. You could fail your next vehicle inspection if your tinted windows get on the dark side of state regulations. Governor Andrew Cuomo signing a new bill into law this week, allowing inspection shops to test the tint level of your vehicle with this device right here, a tint meter. Your vehicle must allow more than 70% light to stream inside. In other words, your tint no more than 30%. If that's not the case, you're failing that test. Breaking with tradition, President-elect Donald Trump announcing Melania Trump will not be joining him at the White House, at least not right away. The First Lady-to-be plans to stick around right here at Trump Tower until their son Barron finishes the school year next summer. Hundreds of Black Lives Matter protesters taking to the streets of Brooklyn today, denouncing police shootings of unarmed African Americans. There you see them chanting Black Lives Matter and Peace, Love, Unity. Some protesters carried posters bearing images of people who they say were unlawfully killed by police.
Don't shoot! I want to grow up. Don't shoot!
Dead around the steering wheel, but the parking violation tickets kept piling on. Ticket agents in Fort Lauderdale, Florida apparently didn't realize that inside the SUV they were ticketing for 4 days was a dead man. Imagine that. 4 tickets over the course of 4 days. It was a passerby who noticed the clump of citations and decided to peek inside the vehicle when she saw the body of 62-year-old Jacob Morpoo of Miami in the driver's seat, slumped over the dashboard.
I was in this building. I'm doing remodeling on this building here. I'm making it an art gallery, and we noticed this car has been sitting there for a few days, but we didn't pay attention to it. Okay, it was there. We'd find out later, 4 days.
Wow. The local medical examiner's office ruled that Morpoo, who had high blood pressure and heart disease, died of natural causes. And of course, I would hope, the city is dismissing the tickets. Who says shopping is only for us humans? No, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. That's a beaver. Inside a dollar store in Charlotte Hall, Maryland, the local sheriff's office tweeted photos of the little guy going down the holiday aisle, even looking at some Christmas trees. And he's a rowdy shopper too, knocking items off shelves and creating quite a mess. But no major damage was done. He was arrested by animal control and taken to a wildlife rehabilitation center.
Why did I have to kill him?
Oma His Brito distraught after finding out her brother, 21-year-old Erickson Brito, was shot and killed in a police-involved shooting on Saturday afternoon.
Justice for my brother!
He's a cool kid, like to play sports. That's what he liked to do.
Police say at around 1 o'clock, 2 officers responded to a 911 call reporting a suspicious man in the hallway of the Van Dyke houses in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn. That's the same building where the suspect's relatives live. Family members tell us his aunt lives on the first floor.
As they approach this subject and ask for his identification, conversation ensued, and next thing you know is a scuffle encountered, and the officers are in a scuffle with this man.
According to officials, one officer removed his baton, but the suspect grabbed it and began assaulting them.
He strikes them both in the head, causing a 2-inch gash to the male, and the female officers also struck several times.
Both officers shot the suspect several times. Brito was pronounced dead at the scene. The family says he was on medication, but not for mental issues. They claim he had a drug addiction a few years back.
He has no problems with nobody. He has not gotten into police problems as far as we know now. He's been good for about 2 years now.
We know he was not a aggressive person.
I can tell you tonight, both officers were taken to Jamaica Hospital in stable condition. And as for the family, they are demanding answers from the police department. In Brownsville, Brooklyn, Patrick Clarke, Fox News. New York City has the nation's busiest subway system, with close to 6 million riders every day. The trains get crowded, and so do the platforms. And even as police patrol the cars and stations, crimes can and do occur below ground.
We ask people to be aware, be alert. You know, when trains are pulling in and out of the station, that's not a good time to be on your phone.
The NYPD warns people can fall or get pushed as a train approaches. And big crowds mean more opportunities for thieves.
Make sure if you're carrying a bag, especially a female, you want to keep that bag in front of you. Make sure that the zipper's closed. Backpacks, the same thing. I don't recommend backpacks because it's very easy for a pickpocket to open up something that's behind you.
The NYPD is also on high alert for terror attacks.
We are always focused on mass transit. It's something that the terrorists have talked about, that I think they dream about causing some kind of terrorist attack, in the trains. So we're focused on mass transit all the time.
The latest threat from ISIS, encouraging followers to use a vehicle to try and plow into crowds, similar to this summer's Bastille Day attack in Nice, France. The department's counter-terror chief says they're ready.
This is not something new to us here in New York City. We deploy blocker car vehicles and we create a safe perimeter around events all the time. And we're going to use additional sand trucks, Department of Sanitation sand trucks. Those trucks don't move. So somebody can hit them, but they will not move.
The NYPD says it's never been more prepared and is encouraging everyone to relax a little bit and enjoy the city. In New York, Patrick Clarke, Fox News.